Super excited to have you join us on this edition of the show. Today I chat with the founder of a marketplace startup on ways startups can maximize opportunities in the industry irrespective of the challenges. There's a lot lined up for you, but first, some tech news and updates. This is Tech Trends, and I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.
I believe in innovation, and that the way you get innovation is you fund research and you learn the basic facts.
According to the 2017 Global E-Waste Monitor report by the United Nations University, e-waste increased significantly from 2014 to 2016. By 2016, the world had generated 44.7 million metric tons of e-waste, 8% higher than the 41.4 million metric tons produced in 2014 and equivalent to almost 4,500 Eiffel Towers. This number is expected to rise by 17% by 2021, when it will amount to about 52.5 million tons. Desktop computers, laptops, servers, tablets, televisions, and even smartphones have helped improve our world, but unfortunately, they are the major cause of these statistics. Throwing them away unprofessionally or giving them up for recycling are somewhat risky, not only to the environment, but ourselves also. Data can be found on the hard disk drives of all these devices, which puts confidential data and information of users at risk, especially when disposed of. So, how can you securely discard old and damaged hard drives without a chance of your data being stolen? Ifeanyi or Chonogo helps to solve this problem.
Electronic waste is one of the worst waste streams in the world right now. Nigeria easily generates over 1 million tons of electronic waste, talk less of what it allows importation into the country. So we have a lot of ground to gain in order to actually have a defense against what is an incoming crisis and an ever-worsening crisis for the nation. So we have picked up all the best parts and trying to help guide against the negative elements of things. And we're glad to note that there is action going on.
While there are a number of software options to erase information, they do not completely wipe out the sensitive data. The process, called degaussing, shreds the components into fine particles, rendering information impossible to retrieve. But how susceptible is the public to this solution?
We have to continue awareness creation. That's one, so that we can at least continue engaging the conscience of human beings. We have to start off delivering the right kind of knowledge to us as human beings to understand that it's okay to generate revenue. But for what? If you're generating revenue for your family, you can't generate revenue and poison your family at the same time. So that's what the E-Waste Relief Foundation, the foundation that was created, dedicated to create awareness about the electronic waste crisis impact in Nigeria, on Nigerians, on Africans in general. So that's what we want them to understand. The global awareness of the electronic waste crisis is very low, and you can expect that it's very low in Nigeria. It is extremely low in Nigeria. So I am doing everything I can, the company is doing, the ERF is doing everything that it can, and it will do everything that it can in order to make it more known.
What challenges did Ifeanyi and his team face while they were developing the solution?
Yeah, the major challenges we are having is the government policy. The policy is there on the ground, but the implementation, because we find out that a lot of companies are still finding it very difficult to release, their obsolete electronics to accredited recycling. Some of them have that belief of giving out, to the informal handler, not knowing the consequences and the impact. Because what the informal handler does is that they get the parts that is useful for them, and the one that is hazardous, they discard it in the environment, which poisons all of us. So we are praying that the government should key into it, which the government are working up now, because of the impacts that the electronic waste are being posed to the environment. So it's okay, find the company, you have to show me the certificate of disposal. Of course, they have sent the circular to virtually all the companies that this is the accredited, recycling company that they need to deal with them. So we are hoping that in the next 2 years, they will be able to, enforce a full enforcement of those policies.
Now, before the recycling gets done, the data containing devices, such as hard drives, need to be treated. Okay, there needs to be an agreement. The terms of service needs to be agreed to say, okay, we want you, or me, the client, I want you to treat our hard drives, because we cannot pick up your hard drives without that agreement, because we do not want to fall foul if any sensitive data gets out in the public. So that is dealt with first and foremost. If it's okay, then the hard drives are either destroyed on site of the client, or it's brought to our facility here. We have 2 machines that actually treat this. One's a disintegrator, which is the on-site, and the off-site is right here, which is a shredder. So this guarantees the total destruction of any confidential data containing device. Then the rest of the electronic device is taken care of. Either after it's evaluated to determine whether it's working or not working, then it goes towards refurbishing or recycling. I think refurbishing and recycling definitions have been taken care of already.
The irreversible destruction of storage media and other proprietary devices ameliorates the problem of theft of sensitive information and data insecurity.
Conservationists are targeting the growing ranks of video gamers around the world in a bid to use the platform to push green messaging and promote behavioral change. This is no ordinary game. It exists to make the player more aware of how they can save the planet. Kenya-based company Internet of Elephants has created a gaming software called Wilderverse, harnessing the increasing popularity of video games on mobile phones to encourage people to lead more environmentally conscious lifestyles.
Have to continue tracking Fio.
Fio the orangutan is actually a real-life primate, but here is a computer-generated facsimile along with 3 other animals from the jungles of Asia and Africa.
Scanning all this biomatter and fruit that Fio is dropping unlocks more information about Fio. So we're able to know more about the orangutan, what it eats, and also, we're hoping through that we're able to educate the players about orangutans and apes.
Players act as junior scientists, studying the habits of animals in the rainforest of Borneo and the Republic of Congo. Using their smartphone camera to view life-size virtual trees and primates like Fio superimposed on their surroundings. Gaming is the world's favorite form of entertainment. The United Nations Environment Programme says the industry generates more revenue than Hollywood, Bollywood, and worldwide music sales combined. And the prevalence of smart handset means the gaming industry reaches 1 in 3 people on the planet. That makes it a likely tool for behavioral change.
Work with experts in behaviour change with conservation issues. People at the top of their game who work with all the big agencies and how you actually enact change in people without turning them off.
Internet of Elephants aims to release Wilderverse later this year as a free app for Android and Apple users, with the option of in-app purchases for bonus features.
Wearing a white blouse and her dark hair hanging loose, Ada looks like any artist at work as she studies her subject and puts pencil to paper. But the beeping from her bionic arm gives her away. Ada is a robot. Described as the world's first ultra-realistic humanoid robot artist, AIDA opens her first solo exhibition of 8 drawings, 20 paintings, 4 sculptures and 2 video works next week.
So as you saw, I stood in front of her and she drew me by looking at me, and you can see the scrutiny, and that is taking a picture into the computer vision that then gets translated to coordinates so that she can then draw with her hand.
Named after British mathematician and computer pioneer Ada Lovelace, Ada can draw from sight thanks to cameras in her eyeballs and AI algorithms created by scientists at the University of Oxford that help produce coordinates for her arm to create art. She uses a pencil or pen for sketches, but the plan is for Ada to paint and create pottery. Her paintworks now are painted onto canvas with a human painting over.
So our interest is not just to try and do a photographic image. Our interest is to do something much more exciting, creative, and more importantly, really getting the view that she's seeing in a different way to anything that's ever been done before. This is a technological vision. She is looking through her eye, and from that is producing a vision that she sees. It is different from the way a human sees. So we didn't just want a very simple, realistic photograph as a result of it.
On show at the Unsecured Futures exhibition are drawings paying tribute to Lovelace and mathematician Alan Turing, abstract paintings of trees, sculptures based on Ada's drawings of a bee, and video works, one of which, Privacy, pays homage to Yoko Ono's 1965 cut piece.
So she does a drawing, and from those coordinates, from the drawing, we've been able to take that into a algorithm that is then being able to output it through a Cartesian graph that then produces a final image that we've been able to use for the painting. So as a result of that, it's a really exciting process, never been done before in the way that we've done it, and produces not just drawing, then painting as well.
Ada, whose construction was completed in April, has already seen her art snapped up. The exhibition, which opens on June the 12th at the Barn Gallery at St. John's College, looks at the boundaries between technology, AI and organic life.